Hello friends and welcome back. Today let's take a little trip down memory lane, a look back at my hobbies of 2025. I am sorry this is nearly 4 weeks late. I had plans to do this in the beginning of January, but then we all got the flu at work and then I brought it home, and my friend and we have both been down with the flu for nearly 3 weeks now, and you can still kind of hear it in my voice. It's been a January, let's just say that. But let's get into it. So when I say my hobbies, I mean colouring and diamond painting, and I have a logbook for each. I've been colouring for as long as I can remember, on and off, especially paint by numbers when I was in primary school. I remember those vividly. But colour by numbers books in particular I rediscovered in 2018, and that's when this channel started. As for diamond painting, I'm still relatively new to the hobby. I discovered it in January 2024, so that's been now 2 years of being absolutely obsessed with the craft. And so let's start with that. First off, I want to share my day-to-day accessories when diamond painting. A custom pen, the one and only in my arsenal. I have a single placer here and a multi-placer. I started learning to multi-place with a standard plastic 4-placer, and when I found that was my sweet spot, I ordered this one. This is a 3-placer from Diamond Art Club. I find that I can pick up 4 drills with it, and that works for me. This is a more recent addition, but yeah, I still have the same pen and I use putty in both. This is my current favorite in terms of firmness and scent. These are from Crafting Cat UK. This makeup sponge here, I wet it and I use it to dip my pen to pick up AB so they don't stick to the putty. I saw that trick on Dreamer Designs reels, and also Brittany and Robin spoke about it. It honestly works beautifully, but more often than not I forget to wet this sponge. It just sits there dry on my desk, and that's when I use the DAC toolkit pen with the wax for ABs. As for trays, since starting to multi-place, I've upgraded from this 3D printed tray from By Steen because it had half and half. I've upgraded to this because I just needed more space to pick up with the multi-placer. I also have the OG Toolkit DAC tray out if I'm working on a large color blocking section. This one holds more drills, but obviously because it's white I can't really use it with white drills, and I don't. But yeah, these are my day-to-day go-tos. Drill storage, my one and only currently, Art Dot set of 120 screw top bottles. Works perfectly fine for me. I mean, it would be nice to try out a dynamic set, maybe like an Elizabeth Ward knockoff, but for me that's a minor thing. Light pad, also from Art Dot. Cannot live without it. I cannot comprehend how I diamond painted until I got it, honestly. Almost forgot these as well. Cover sheets. I got these big boys in my Jaded Gem Shop kit, and I love the size. I prefer working in taller sections, but after a few months of use, these are peeling up, falling apart. Not really sure what happened with the quality. I also have the basic Amazon that was like 100 sheets for maybe £4 or something. None of these have fallen apart, so that's a little bit funny, but yeah, love my cover sheets. I also have washi tape here. I wouldn't recommend this one. This was a box of 48 washi tape rolls that I got on Amazon sometime last year. They don't really stick well. We do use them. Trying to use them up eventually. Even with the perforations, I like to use my washi tape. I have a lot of it, might as well use it, right? Using it up, don't really like it, so can't recommend it. And last but not least, of course, this is my logbook. Let me show you an example. So it is pretty basic in terms of information, and obviously this half is mine, the other half is of my friends because we do diamond paint in tandem. I have been thinking of maybe getting small round stickers that I could write pros and cons on, like green and red maybe. So like AI 10 out of 10 favorite, you know, AI favorite, and stick them near the pictures of these diamond paintings. I think that would work. If I am going to do it, I probably should do that soon while it's still all pretty fresh. The last 12 months still pretty fresh in my memory, but of course with time I'm bound to forget things. But yeah, this is the current setup. It hasn't really changed much since my last year in review. Still using the same things. This is a new edition, and the multiplacer is the new edition. For me, this works and it is enough. Sure, I'd like a couple of more pens and trays, especially as I want to support small shops. But for me in the UK, ordering from abroad is a killer, to be honest. A custom pen with shipping can go up to $100. I'm sure you can agree if you are in the US or Canada, like shipping from over this side of the pond would be a little bit steep, wouldn't it? I'm not shaming people who have many trays and many pens. If I had the money, absolutely I would as well. No shaming, you do you. For me, this is optimal. I would honestly rather get more diamond paintings. Does that make sense? My stash is out of control, but we'll talk about that later. So before we look at my completed canvas of 2025, I have some honourable diamond painting mentions here. First thing is Treasure Quest cards. Currently sit in these butterbeer mugs that we got at Warner Brothers. These are my cards and those are my friends' cards. So it's not optimal and we're running out of space. So yeah, probably should get like a Pokemon card binder or something. I think out of the honorable mentions, this would be the easiest one to solve. So that's the first one. Second one is the sticker sheets. We pulled out all the stickers from all the boxes last year to have a visual reminder of what we have. But like my stash has exploded in the past year. I started 2025 with 17 kits, 17, and I'm starting 2026 with 68 kits. That's basically quadrupled. At the start, these folders were enough. Not perfect, but it worked. I mean, to be honest, these Dreamer Designs ones are not so bad because the sticker sheets are quite large and there is still space. So I have a few more folders. So I'm looking for inspiration on how to improve these. I mean, this one's not so bad. This other one that has all the Diamond Art Club sticker sheets. Yeah, we started to double stack them. Obviously, this A4 size is not perfect. These sticker sheets are much smaller. They slide around. They're doubled up. I tried to keep them in alphabetical order by the artist, but that's also gone out the window. It's not very easy to organize either. I watch a lot of diamond painting content. I'm looking for inspiration how to sort these. Maybe it would be like a photo album size. Are these sticker sheets kind of the size of a, you know, the standard, what's it called? The standard 10 by 15 photo, maybe a little bit bigger. Not sure. So yes, hopefully in 2026 I sort this one out so we can actually see things better and they don't slide around and fall out and are double stacked over each other and that. And so that's the thing number 2 I would like to fix in 2026. Fingers crossed, hopefully. Thing number 3, this is spare drill storage. I think I've shown this before. I use these Diamond Art Club box inserts with the outside box as a divider in the middle to keep my spare drills. This worked for a while as temporary storage. Like this round one, I still have space in. This other one, for square drills, I have a little bit space there, but it's getting pretty stuffed. It was nice for temporary storage. It is pretty long and awkward, as you can imagine. There is no lid, so baggy spillage potential is high. It also, pretty sure you can see that here, also because it's open, collects dust and lint and cat hair, and it is pretty disgusting, but that's the reality. And yeah, hopefully again in 2026 I figure out a way to better store my spare drills. Fingers crossed. So let's take a look at my completed canvas of 2025. We will do it in chronological order as per my logbook, because that's what makes sense in my brain. But that also means spoilers pretty early on. I completed my first mystery kit in March. It is currently upside down there, so I will let you know when I'm about to turn around and spoil it. But yeah, you have been warned. Another disclaimer is that you will see AI kits here and you will see unlicensed kits. Today I have strong opinions about both, and I actively avoid both. But I have some in my stash. I worked through several. I still have a few left from when I was buying things and didn't know better. I am much more selective nowadays, but that's just me. Personally, you do you. As I said, there's no shaming whatsoever, whatever floats your boat and fits your financial situation, of course. I also understand many people don't really care about AI or stolen, unlicensed artwork. I do, and yeah, that's just my personal preference. So I will be working through those kits in my stash, unless the glue is really bad, or the drills are bad, or I cannot read the symbols. I don't see the point in selling those kits on, but I'm petty and I won't bin them either, because they did cost money, especially the licensed ones, you know, 40, 50, 60 dollars, pounds, whichever it is. You know, I am petty, so I will work through them. But overall, even looking at these kits here today, my tastes have changed in the last 12 months. Some of these, AI or not, I wouldn't buy today. But I had them, so I completed them. And so, yeah, here we go. The first one, right here, it is sideways because it's quite long. Inspiration Peak from Diamond Art Club. Fully single place, this one. Love the colors. Beautiful anime style artwork, I think. I believe there is a smaller cropped version of this with just the mountain and the skies on the DAC website. If you like the art but not the size, there is a smaller version for you. I'm not affiliated with DAC or any other company for that matter, but yeah, if you like this but don't like the size, there's a smaller option for you. Finish number 2. This is Divine Transformation, also from Diamond Art Club, square drill kit. I did this one just in time for Chinese New Year. Lots of dark colors, but that's what made all the light colors pop even more. I was born in the year of the snake myself, so I did really enjoy working on this one. Also, a medium-sized kit was a nice change from the previous large one. Finishes 3 and 4, unlicensed kits from Amazon, the last 2 that I had in my stash. I completed the Highland Cow first, that was a round drill kit, and then the Autumn Forest one, which was a square drill kit. Now this was my first and only square drill kit from Amazon. I was really curious about the quality of squares, because with the round ones I had completed several prior to this, and in my experience they were absolutely fine. But yeah, this one was pretty bad, quite gappy, loads of trash, shitloads of confetti as well, but that's because the size is small for what this image actually is. I did push through it and I completed it, but if I ever have another poor quality kit like this, it will be DNF'd and go in the bin. I don't normally mind trash, as long as I have enough drills to complete the kit, and confetti is good. Confetti adds details and depth. But yeah, this one was hella gappy in conjunction with other things. It just wasn't enjoyable, but it's fine. It's done. Both are done. Finish number 5, Waterfall Oasis from Dreamer Designs, medium-sized kit from their overseas collection. You can pick which drill shape you want, round or square. Mine was square. Loads of crystals in it, in the flowers, in the water, in the skies. Pretty colourful. But yeah, this was an AI kit. So next up is the mystery kit. This is my finish number 6, mystery kit 68 from Diamond Art Club. Full spoiler alert, I will flip it over in a second. Here it is, gorgeous artwork, love the colors. Working on this one made me fall in love with mystery kits, and I have 3 more from Diamond Art Club and 1 from Dreamer Designs. But yeah, this is beautiful. I'm really happy with the finish. I completed it as charted. Also, I was still single placing this one fully. 10 out of 10, no notes. This is one of my favorite finishes of the year. I did have a couple of sections of slippy glue, but to be honest, because I enjoyed everything else about this kit, I refused that to overshadow my positive experience otherwise. So yeah, finish number 6. Finish number 7, Serenity in Stripes. This is a kit from Dreamer Designs, another overseas collection kit. This one I chose in rounds, and yeah, I like the medium size for a change. Love the colors. Pretty wild kitty. Parable Visions, Grateful Licensing, also I believe is AI. So there we go, finish number 7. Finish number 8, this is Anxiety Ridden tarot card from Fallon Gems. Fun artwork, dark humor. This was right up my alley, my first and only Fallon Gems kit so far. I did struggle with the drills. The 819 Pale Peach in the unicorn and 5200 in the border around it. These drills were too large for the grid. They kept popping off. I mean, just as I was moving it to here, I had lost a couple of drills. That's why I'm holding the pen. Anyway, I did manage to finish it by skipping like some of the rows in this outside border and some in the smaller sections to kind of allow space for other drills around them. I had sent pictures and feedback to Crimson at Fallon Gems, sorry, I keep saying it wrong. Crimson was lovely, apologetic about it. I wasn't the first person to have this issue. She'd reassured me that it's been sorted with the manufacturer, and to be honest, that's all I can ask for. She did offer to send me a gift card towards my next purchase. However, I politely declined that. I didn't want that to cloud my opinion of the next kit I do get. But yes, Fallon Gems are a small shop. I do want to support more small shops, but I don't have anything currently on my wish list. No designs of theirs that tickle my fancy currently. So yeah, this is the one and only so far. And it wasn't great, but I'm willing to try them again. But yes, that was finish number 8. Finish number 9, Van Gogh Never Saw Alaska. This is a kit from Diamond Art Club. I was still single placing here. Beautiful, colourful artwork. A version of Starry Night, as you can see. I loved working on this. Love the results. Honestly, one of my favourites of 2025. Finish number 9. Finish number 10, also one of my favourites. This is Somewhere Over the Rainbow from Diamond Art Club. Beautiful summery artwork. Love all the colours, especially in her glasses. Love the jellyfish as well. I have a sister kit of this that I want to do in 2026, so I am looking forward to that. This is finish number 10, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Finish number 11, this is Mystic Raven. I don't love the crystals, especially here in the sky. They don't look too bad from far away in the camera, but that's just me. Yeah, Dreamer Designs used to add a lot of crystals to their kits, which they are swapping out for Dreamer Dust nowadays. But yeah, I was still single placing this, completed as charted, left the crystals in, and yeah, that was my finish number 11. I believe this is also AI kit. So there we go, finish number 11. Finish number 12, also sideways because it is so long. This is Seeding Imagination, also from Diamond Art Club. I love this artwork so much. Love the colors in this one. This kit is when I started to learn how to multi-place. I worked on this at the end of summer. Love, love, love it. The only hindrance was slippy glue in the bottom half of this kit in the darker colors there. I've lost a few drills just by moving it from dining table to here, as I haven't sealed it. I don't have any sealer at the moment. But yeah, aside from that, this was definitely another favorite finish of 2025. Finish number 13. This is Zen Garden from Dreamer Designs. Do you remember when I said that I am petty? This is one of those kits that I would avoid today. Absolutely not buy, but because I had it, I worked on it. AI artist, many AI mistakes here, like 5 doors next to each other, water, little waterfalls coming out from under the stone pavers where you would presumably walk, right? There's a sakura tree growing right out of this bonsai tree there. And yeah, many mistakes that I didn't notice until I pulled it out and actually started working on it. I like the colors. I like the premise of the Zen Garden. That's why I bought it. I did overall enjoy working on it. Even though this was the old grid, I think I was more upset about all the silly AI mistakes than I was about the grid. But to be honest, the grid wasn't even that gappy. And so yeah, that was my finish number 13. And last but not least, finish number 14. Ghostly Manor. This is also a kit from Dreamer Designs. Another kit that I had in my stash, so I completed it and it's done. This one was the new grid, so I had many satisfying crunches and pops whilst working on this one. Love the colors, but this is pretty basic AI artwork. I am happy that I finished it and it's out of the way. And so that was my last finish of 2025, number 14, Ghostly Manor. So let's do a little tally here. In 2025, I completed 14 kits. 6 were from Diamond Art Club, 5 were from Dreamer Designs, 2 from Amazon, and 1 from Fallon Gems. Between Diamond Art Club and Dreamer Designs kits that have the drill counts listed, in 2025, I placed 646,269 drills. Fun little stat there. I didn't think it was that many, to be honest, especially because I single placed more than half of those kits. I am also not including Amazon or Fallon Gems kits drill count in the total, simply because I don't have it. At one point I did consider counting it manually. I know that there are formulas of how to work them out, but to be frank with you, I can't be arsed. So let's just say I placed in total over 700,000-ish drills. And a little overview here of my favorite finishes of 2025. Not in frame, but an honorable mention is the mystery kit number 68 by Margaret Morales, the one from Diamond Art Club. As you can see, these kits have something in common: bright colors and also sea life. And I think if you slice me up, this is what would come out: a rainbow. Now for 2026 plans, I would like to reduce my stash and buy a bit less than I did last year. I simply have no storage left. It was funny at first, but now it's a little bit less funny. Let me show you what I mean. So this first bit here is where we keep our Dreamer Designs kits. Please remember, this is a combined stash between my friend and I. And so yeah, these boxes fit in sideways perfectly. Those 4 there, they're just sitting there diagonally because there is a suitcase, like where my pillow is, there is a large suitcase there. I just tried to fill up the space so that the cat doesn't get in there. He still does because he's a ragdoll, but anyway. So this first bit is the Dreamer Designs kits. As we move around, I shall try not shake you too much. This is Jada Gem Shop and Diamond Art Studio UK. We have one kit each. Really should try them out soon because we have them, and why not? Round the corner here we have this big cat cage, what used to be his car transport, but he's too big for it now, and so we don't use it. I have figured art here which I don't believe are licensed, but those are quite summery, colorful kits. And then there's the box of 12 R.1s. Yeah, this one we just use to keep like small and medium-sized kits in. Very dusty, but yeah, anyway, ignore that. As we're going around to the other side, this is where our massive Diamond Art Club stash starts. Remember I said it quadrupled in size in the last 12 months. These are all the large boxes, the largest. Most of them are square, of course. I'm trying to walk around on my knees. Yeah, the longest boxes here. Then we have some medium and small boxes that are going in under. They don't go all the way to the wall because there is another suitcase in there as well, but this is the main eyesore. Look at this. Look at my poor monitor holding up this crazy thing. This and that. I don't use my computer as much as I used to, so there is no chair here, and also this stack is clearly blocking my coloring bookshelf. But yeah, the goal is to kind of work through some kits this year and work through more kits than we purchase. Too much stash, not enough storage. I don't think totes would work. Out of sight, out of mind wouldn't help slow down our purchasing. So we leave it as is. This is an eyesore, and this is uncomfortable and ridiculous and embarrassing and in the way, and so it should help. In terms of numbers, 68 kits in my stash. Even if I do one kit a month, that's more than 5 years of stash, right? I have to say, some of these old new boxes, let me show you around this, you'll see it better. Yeah, the old new boxes that had the extra insert for the toolkit, they're quite taller than all the normal boxes. This is my friend's kit, so when she works on this, pulls this box out, instead of this one, I can put the two normal boxes in, right? So I'll be able to pack them in better and tighter when we get rid of these large boxes. This is my friend's kit. I think I have two round the side there. Medium-sized kits that also came in these old, new, chunky boxes. So yeah, the goal is to keep working through kits. I mean, this is a large stash. Yeah, to just keep working through kits and then pack them in, reduce the stack, reduce this. I mean, I can probably put some of these along the side here, and it wouldn't be as bad. But yeah, this is what I mean about an embarrassingly large stash that I don't have enough storage for. If we're talking about specifically kits that I do want to complete, I don't do rigid plans for hobbies. I've set plans in stone in the past and then kicked myself when I didn't achieve them. I also burnt out on a hobby and started hating it when I was trying to force myself to work on a particular thing and finish it. I'm talking about coloring there. And yeah, full-on demand avoidance kicked in. I never touched that thing again. I don't want that to happen with diamond painting because I do love the craft. I have a lot of kits. I don't want to start hating it, honestly. I don't have any rigid plans. but I do have a pile of potential. So the first one here, Refresh Your Stash. This is the only kit that's in the old Diamond Art Club box, A Kind of Magic. This is the sister kit to that big one, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I realized that end of the year I've worked on 3 large size square drill kits, and this one is a medium size canvas and it is round drills. Really looking forward to the change and working on this one. Next up here is Stars Beneath by Yume Art. This is quite narrow but a long boy. I love Yume Art kits. I don't have all of them. I don't feel like I have to have all of them. This is one of those where there's a lot of color blocking, a lot of 310, 939, 823. It is a beautiful Aurora Borealis kit, but it is quite dark with a lot of color blocking. I did buy it last year. I'm looking at it today. You know, would I buy this today? Maybe not, just because of color blocking. I know I will enjoy working on it, but I have plenty of kits at this point. This would be a maybe. Wish list item, not a definite, but I have it, so I will do it. I know I will enjoy it. Nothing against Yume Art. Mystery Kit Winter by Chuck Pinson. I'm sorry, I don't know what number this one is, but it is quite large, 92 by 69. It is a Chuck Pinson, will be confetti heavy. I love that mystery kit that I did earlier in the year. I really want to do another one. It's coming up to a year since March. But this is a winter kit, so I probably should do that one soon. Then we go into spring. This is, I believe this was a Black Friday release, Secret Path by Sasha Arts. Again, that would be a nice change from a large square to a medium-sized round drill canvas. Very floral and colourful. This one, I think this would really suit the spring mood well. And then going from that one into Grogu in May. May the 4th be with you. This one would be also a nice change from all the lilacs and pinks. There's a lot of green and beige and brown neutrals in this one. Obviously June, Pride Month, Partners in Crime. This is a square drill kit. Loads of colours in there. Yeah, so I think as for the pile of potential, this is a lovely variety, and variety is spice of life, as they say, of course. And then, of course, I want to try the Diamond Art Studio kit that I have. And I also want to try the Jaded Gem Shop kit that I have. Also, I've just realized it the other day. I have 12 kits in my Dreamer Design stash, and nearly half of them are Hannah Lynn. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, so 6 out of 12 Dreamer Designs kits in my stash are Hannah Lynn. I probably should do at least one of them right. I've never completed a Hannah Lynn from Dreamer Designs, only from Art and Soul Diamonds. So yeah, aside from that, I would love to support more small shops. I would love to try Ever After, which is half of the team of Art and Soul Diamonds. So far, I've seen beautiful artworks, beautiful canvas, same great quality that Art and Soul used to be when they were open. And then I also would like to try the Hannah Lynn own diamond painting shop. However, that goes back to this. If I have 6 from Dreamer Designs, I probably should work on those first. That is it for diamond painting. Let's talk about my other hobby, coloring. So just like with diamond painting, let me share my daily go-tos for coloring. This first thing here, please ignore the shuttle art name on this. This is just a case that I use to hold my Ohuhu markers and refills. They are all numbered from 1 to 24. Some of them are missing stickers, but they are in order. And I have refills and a couple of extras. And this perfectly matches my favorite main artist publisher, which is Eclipse AJ Quinnell. So that is the 24 colors. I also have a couple of extras here. So this overall, this set, I use these in Color Crystopia books, Such and Such Diva books, Sun Life drawing books. My absolute go-to for most of these. As for water-based pens, that is what this Stabilo box is here for. It doesn't only contain Stabilo, just like the Shuttle Art marker case. So yeah, this is my water-based set. I have Stabilo 68. I have water-based hoo-hoos here. Big intensity water-based. I also have the Stadler, what's it called? Stadler Triplus colors. So this here, up to 24, matches Such and Such Diva color chart perfectly, and because these are water-based, they don't bleed as much. I use them in these small 3x3 coloring books for the little squares. And then the last but not least is this little box of the Triplus fine liners. I don't use these much, but when I do, it is to color tiny little circles. So yeah, this isn't much, but is absolutely enough for me. And so I have extras of hoo-hoos on the side. I have extras of Stabilos, of water-based hoo-hoos. And so when one runs out, I replenish it here. This main bit for Such and Such Diva books. Then I have a couple of extra shades for a Jennifer Rowling book. But yeah, this is how I roll. On the side, what I don't use but still have is the set of Arteza pencils. I've tried them in a George Defex's book. I didn't like how they lay. Maybe I'm just spoiled with alcohol markers, but these for me were quite a lot of work, a lot of pressure. So yeah, I don't really use these much, but I still have them. Another thing that I have but don't use is a set of Crayola. I was obviously influenced by everyone coloring their outlines with markers and filling in with crayons. I tried that, I didn't like it. Again, most of my coloring books are Amazon paper and it was quite streaky. So I tried it, didn't like it. I have the crayons, so maybe one day I'll figure out what to do with them. And then the third offender, is a set of Artex acrylic marker sets. Again, this is a set of acrylic markers that everyone was getting and using at one point last year, year before, 2023, whenever that was. And I tried them. They were not opaque, but again, I tried them in a Sun Life drawing book of Amazon quality, basic quality paper. So yeah, these three, I have them, but I don't use. The most important thing, aside from everything else, is my coloring tracking journal. I track some overall stats, how many pages I complete in a month, if I completed a coloring book, which has been a running goal for several years now, 2025, 2024, 2023. Yeah, since I started tracking things. I also track some of the empties. I had been on a low buy no buy. I tracked whether I spent money on either hobby. In this, yes, this is in my coloring tracker, but I also wrote down if I spent any money on diamond painting, and as you can see, I absolutely did every single month in 2025. So in 2026, I am just going to stop saying that I'm on a low buy no buy, because I clearly buy a lot of things and I should slow down. But yeah, I'm gonna stop saying that because it is a bit ridiculous, as you saw from my stash. Other side here, this is where all the artists of all the coloring books that I have are listed, and then I color in a particular month when I work in one of their books. I also had notes of how many books I started 2025 with, and then these numbers are more recent from my declutter. And so I've drafted a thing here for the year, and we can fill some of these numbers. First of all, let me show you the 15 completed books that I did in 2025. So these are the 15 books here, quite a sizable pile for me. Pretty proud of that. Let's look at them in alphabetical order. That matches my tracker here. And so the first one was Alice Mills Publishing. I completed 2 coloring books, and this is the kind of book where I use the water-based markers because I like to preserve this other page. Yeah, really enjoy these ones. That's the first one. And then the second one is Kawaii Pets, also colored by number. And in this one, for some reason, I was using alcohol markers and some of the pages had yellowing. And so yeah, I just continued working in this one with alcohol markers and finished it. Really like Alice Mills Publishing books. They haven't released anything for a while, but I hope they're doing well. You never know in life, do you? Yeah, so that's the first 2 books. That's Alice Mills Publishing. Next one is I have one completed book by Belba Family. This is Stone Mosaic book 11. Both white and black background. It was such a hit when they first released these. But yeah, I think my preference is definitely the black background pages. I think the colors pop a lot more. Yeah, pretty happy with that. Then I have 2 completed books from Color Questopia. First one is Stained Glass, colored by numbers. I have really been on a stained glass kick. And also this book, quite an old release, 2021. So I finally completed it last year. Pretty basic, but I do like Color Questopia books. There we go, happy with that. And the other one, Tiffany Windows, also stained glass. This was a newer release, 2023. But yeah, whilst I was on a kick, why not complete all of the books in that topic, right? Because I might go off it and never touch these again, and then it will have been a waste of money and time. If I have a book, I feel like I have to help it fulfill its purpose, as long as I enjoy it, of course. But yeah, I did enjoy these. That's Color Questopia, 2 books done. Then the next one is the biggest chunk. How many do I have here? 7 books. 7 books by Eclipse A.J. Quinnell. They are my favorite artist / publisher, which is why I have the most amount of books of theirs, and logically the most completed in a year. This first one was Uno. So 1 large circle. I believe they also have Quattro, a book that's 4 small circles in this book series. But yeah, this was quite bold and easy coloring, you could say. This was a project book. Yeah, pretty happy with that one. Next up I have Atlas, also a project book. 20 pages of amazing things from all over the world. Very nice and colourful. Happy with that. This was an older release that I finally finished in 2025, Papilio. All butterflies in circleism art form. Not much to say. You can see pretty colourful, lovely pages. Next one is Shine. This was a book, older release, that I liked at the time, and then I didn't touch it for a couple of years. So in July, when we went away to Scotland and my friend wanted to colour, I brought a Such and Such Diva book and I gave her this one. So she did a few pages here in the middle. And then after that, I finished it. But I didn't claim her pages because that wouldn't be fair. So yeah, Shine was also done, book number 4. Then we have book number 5, Eligo. These were partial coloring pages in circleism art form. This was a compilation book of several images from their previous books. So yeah, there are a couple of butterflies here. Then we have sea life. Then we have birds, which are also books I've completed. So I kind of remember a lot of these images. Ew, no spiders, please. But yeah, this was from the frog. It's from Forest book, I believe. This was a compilation book from their previous releases. Yeah, but they didn't have any backgrounds. They were partial coloring pages. So yeah, happy I completed that one. Birds of the World. This page was in Illegal that I just showed you there. I really do appreciate when they put the name of the bird or the animal. And this one is even better. It has some history. But yeah, this was an older release that I also completed. How do I know that it's an older release? I have a spreadsheet where I have all my coloring books listed by release date. So I can see, yeah, I can see which books are older, which I haven't touched for a while, and that kind of inspires me and sometimes doesn't. But yeah, last but not least, I have Circleism Art Mandala Squared, also by Eclipse AJ Quinnell. This was a project book last year, which we also completed. Happy with that. Also an older release. And yeah, loads of Eclipse AJ Quinnell books. What can I say? They are my favorite. Next up, Stained Glass Animals Color by Number. This is by In Art Media. This is Kira Shneva's new venture. And again, stained glass has been a thing for me. And once I started coloring in this book, I just couldn't stop. I worked in it a few pages at a time every month until I completed it. And yeah, absolutely gorgeous, colorful pages. Enjoyed every single one of them. Happy to support Kira Shneva. And then last but not least, I have two books from Sunlight Drawing. Number 14, Lines Dots Quest Animals. I think, yeah, I was happy when I finally finished this book, because this was a book that I received, and every other page here had this. Obviously, Amazon printers running out of ink. So yeah, every other page had the streak. So when I filled my feedback in, it was a returnless refund. So I had this book for a few years and I didn't touch it. And then I thought I might as well do the unspoiled pages that didn't have a streak going through them. And then last year I thought, why not do these ones in between that did have the printer ink missing, but they don't look too bad, because where the alcohol markers bleed out a little, it's not as noticeable. So yeah, I completed this one. I did enjoy the non-ruined pages, so I thought I'm not going to declutter, I'll just work through it. I had more than half of the pages done. So yeah, I did that one. And last but not least, Christmas Mosaic Color by Number Extended Edition, 50 coloring pages. They had released this book previously, several years ago, just the 25 pages. And then later on, because it was such a hit, they re-released it with 25 additional pages. And so yeah, again, stained glass mosaic type of thing. I love my Sunlight Drawing books. I don't touch them as often as I should. But yeah, really enjoy working in this one. I believe this one I finished in the beginning of 2025. But yeah, 15 books completed in 12 months. Not bad. So going back to the tracker, like I mentioned, I do also have a spreadsheet where all of the books by all of the artists are listed in chronological order by release date. That's how I know which and how many older releases I have. I can then intentionally seek out a book, work in it consistently, and eventually complete it. I get my enjoyment, the book fulfills its purpose, and I free up space on my bookshelf for more books, for newer releases, right? I hope that makes sense, because that is what works for me. And so now we can fill in these blanks, and I have them off the side all ready. If you watched me declutter, you might remember how many books I destashed. There is also a hint here. I started my declutter with 68 books, and at the end of my declutter I had 58. And so that is 10 destashed books. So I am starting 2026 with 58 books currently. There is an order on the way, but that is the correct number as of now. Now, all the empties of 2025, which are in this stupid box right here, and also Christmas cards apparently. Yes, I don't know why I kept it, but I kept all of my empties from the year, and I had counted them all every single month in my tracker here. And so the total of my empties, it adds up to 93. And I can finally clear that box out. And of course, the grand total for the year of all completed pages in 2025 is 205 coloring pages. That is 17 pages on average per month. Looking at this, I did do well overall. Some months higher, some months lower. Absolutely no coloring done in December, but that's okay. That is life. And yes, I am ready to get into 2026. Just like with diamond painting, I don't have any rigid goals. I don't want to start hating either hobby, honestly. I will be setting up another spread like this for 2026 because that's what works for me. And of course, keep an eye out on my spreadsheet. See how big of a dent I can make in my collection. How many older releases I can finish in 2026. I have the 2 project books, which is Pacific and Egypt, and it's lovely that they are different sizes and different styles, both by Eclipse AJ Quinnell, but one is color art and the other is circalism art. I've also been completing one coloring book a month, that goal I've had for ages, and I've been pretty successful so far. I know I missed December, but overall 15 books in 12 months, that's more than one completed coloring book a month for me. So the project book and another book on the side, completed book for the month, will be my baseline. Aside from that, I will go with the flow and color whatever I feel like. This channel is a hobby channel, so I feel like I have freedom to do what I want when I want to. Of course, when life doesn't get in the way. Of course, I will continue sharing all of my hobby shenanigans and a little bit of real life with you here, if you'll have me. But that is all for today. Thank you for watching, my friends. I really do appreciate your time. Take care of yourselves. Happy crafting. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.